Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Are you looking for love? Are you trying to meet and greet others, but not really sure how to?
Yes, I am! Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my friend Ryan.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
I've never done anything like this before, but we talk about relationships and dating and stuff a lot, and we have a lot of opinions about it, so I figured it would be a really good opportunity to just make this like dating advice video for you guys. We kind of broke it down into 4 different like steps, kind of like the process. First up, we have the approach,
the chat,
the date,
and then the fall. You know?
Yeah, that's it. 4 easy steps, then you're on your road.
It's like an infomercial.
Then you're on your way to happiness. So for the first step, we have the approach, and so I would say it's pretty easy to tell when somebody's into you. Like, for me anyways, like if I'm into somebody, then I'll ask them questions about themselves. I'll actually stare at people a lot. I don't realize that I do that, but I'm very starey. So like if your eyes linger, like, then that's a good sign. So if your eyes linger, then that's a really good indicator too.
In a normal real life situation, maybe you're on the bus or something, if you have an inkling that, oh, is that person kind of checking me out or whatever, then chances are, unless you've got something on your face, they are, you know, because usually if you're not interested in someone, you wouldn't be looking at them, you wouldn't be looking at them twice or something. So if you have a bit of a glimmer of a doubt, usually it's for good reason. Don't judge a book by its cover, you know, because there's a lot of times where you'll be pleasantly surprised by how different people are to what you might have perceived them to be. And it's definitely important, you know, if someone, whether you're approaching someone or they're approaching you, you know, like, give people a chance, because even if
great segue.
Even if, you know, you don't end up dating or whatever it may be, you know, like, there's always value in every interaction that you can have, you know. Numero dos.
The chat.
Chat.
So, okay, this is, I would say, the hardest part for a lot of people.
What is that? I'd say, you know, you can take it as casually as you want. You can take it very slow. You can come out right off the bat, you know, but if you're like a super romantic person and you want to make a statement out of it, by all means, that's
that's also
too.
Like like you should do that. If you are that kind of person, do it, because if that person gets scared and they're like, oh no, that person's not right for you, because you're gonna keep doing that romantic
that's who you
stuff.
are, because that's who you
exactly.
are. And at the same time, you know, like, I don't know, I think that's dope. Like, if someone was to make a big gesture, by all means, you know, like,
you want to go out with somebody that is as interested in you as you are in them, because
otherwise in the long run.
So if you don't know them, like say they're a complete random stranger, say you're at a party or like you're on the street randomly and you see like a really cute person.
Just in the streets, you know?
It happens.
Hustling, you know?
Then you just go up to them and you're like, hey, I'm Nina.
Hello.
Insert your name. After you introduce yourself to this person, then honestly just start asking them questions. People love to talk about themselves. Not super creepy questions.
As fast as you can, you know? Find your common ground. You know? That person has no idea who you are, so it's completely fair on them that if you approach them, they could be a bit standoffish. So make sure you give them the opportunity to know that you're alright type thing. So like, you know, if I met Nina at a party, you know, I'd say like, do you go to UBC? And she'd say yes, and then I'd be like, alright, me too. Or I'd say I'm at university
and
here.
build off
I
it.
go
That's
to this
important
school,
too.
I go to this.
Say you asked me like if I went to UBC and I was like, yeah, and you're like, oh cool, so like do you like sports? Like that's just like, why did you ask me that, you know? Like the way that, one of the biggest ways that I gauge if somebody's interested in me is them asking questions and actually listening to what I say, because it's one thing to just ask questions and then like just blow off what I say, but if you're actually responding, actually listening, then like people pick up on that for sure. Say you're really vibing and it's now time for you to ask for their number or something. Honestly, the easiest way to do it is to just ask them for it. Don't be weird. Don't prep it with, hey, I know this is Ford. I know this is... Don't do any of that. No. Just be like, hey, like, I would love to hang out sometime. Like, can I get your number? Or like, like, what's your Instagram? And I feel like in most cases, like, the worst thing that can happen is someone's like, I don't really give my number out to strangers. And then you just kind of take it.
You're like, fair.
Like,
fair enough.
Yeah, fair enough.
And it's fair enough, you know? And then, you know, like... That's it.
But also, I'm gonna say this: don't ask for somebody's number if you don't actually have any intention of hitting them up after.
If you ask someone for their number, and then you decide later on that you don't want, like, you're actually not feeling it or whatever.
Then why would you text them?
But I think it's fine. Like, Because I don't know, people change their minds all the time. Just like you might give someone their number. You know, someone might give you their number.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Someone
Fair. Okay.
Someone might give you their number.
Yeah.
You know, you start talking, and then you're like, actually, I don't know why I gave you my number.
Okay, but this
and then
is
that's fair on them too.
Okay, this is a great segue because I have a lot to say about the texting. So this is step 3, the chat.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, this is the date.
Yeah, the chat is part of the whole thing.
So the chat is huge. I was trying to segue us into the next one, but we're not there yet. We're not there. The chat is huge. Okay, so for this, so I have a lot of opinions about texting. I used to be like, you know what? If you are dry as a texter, that means that you are dry in person. But that's not true because I think that I hate texting. I honestly hate texting.
Yeah.
I hate getting to know somebody through text. I know a lot of people live for it and they're like, yeah, we've been texting for weeks and they love it.
Yeah.
And I like there are people all along this spectrum. But I personally hate it, and so like there are a ton of people I'm sure that think that I am a really boring texter, but I try to move that process along so quickly until I get to the actual date. I don't know how you feel about it, what your opinion is.
You got their number, you're kind of having that kind of initial rapport. You know, you're like talking and you're like, man, this is not going anywhere. Sometimes you're texting and it's like, you know, it's really building.
That's another thing, like with texting, like I don't know, how do you feel about double text?
Oh, I either don't double text or I'm a serial quadruple texter where I'm
I think it really depends on the person. I think it really depends on the person, and like you know, like the people that will double text, but they're like serious about you replying. You know, like they're like, oh, like good morning, how was your day? And then like 2 hours later, how are you? And then 3 hours later, you're there, and it's like, please stop. Like I don't know you like that. I don't know you that.
I think those go kind of like without saying.
Okay, so say you've been chatting for like a long time.
Yeah.
Or not a long time at all. So what I do, I know, case by case, guys, I'm telling you. So it has come to our attention that everything that we say, we're like, yeah, like, I mean, if you're like this, or but like, honestly, like, we're both just two very assertive people. It's worked pretty well for us, but I think that's also because we know that that's who we are. And so if any of this is like kind of like freaky for you, you're like, that's too much, that's not me, I don't vibe with that, I like taking things real slow, then take it as slow as you want. But this is for those of you out there that want to get freaky real quick.
No.
I'm just saying. So basically, say you've been chatting for a little bit. I will probably send you 2 texts before I'm like,
one of them is a meme.
One of them is a meme. Yeah. The other one's an emoji. Yeah. So
so I don't have much to go on. But...
Literally verbatim, I will be like, hey, are you free today to grab lunch? And I personally, like, you will find what works best for you. Like, some people like coffee, some people like lunch, some people like drinks. But I like asking people if they want to eat lunch because I think...
just really like food.
Yeah, I like food, you know, and you never know, they might pay for it, so...
Oh, Nina.
At that point, they'll either say yes, and if they can't, for whatever reason, they will try to reschedule if they want to go out with you.
And you should get lunch anyway.
Yeah, take yourself out to lunch. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. What is your approach? Is that pretty much the same thing?
Yeah, honestly, like, for me, you ask them out. If they're not keen, then sucks to suck.
Yeah.
You know? Like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah. And you move on. There's so many other people. Like, that's the best part of this. Yeah. So perfect. Segue to number 3, the date. Okay, this is the big one.
Scored yourself a date.
Yeah, you scored yourself a date. So what do you do?
What are you wearing?
We should do a lookbook for that. If it is going well, then a couple good signs to note. Kind of similar to what we said earlier, but like if they're asking you questions, and also pay attention to how much they talk about themselves, because I've definitely been on dates before where people like take years to answer a question, which is great, you know, maybe they're storytellers, whatever, but then when you go to answer, they're like, oh, okay, cool.
I know we're talking about like dating advice, but even like with friends and stuff, people that do that in general, honestly,
they're not really there for you, they're there for like
they're
themselves.
They're there to like assert what they've been up to, and they want like you to
like,
be
what you do on Thursday? Well, because
I don't know what you did, but I'm sure it was cool.
A lot of the stuff that we're saying is obvious, but it's really important to remember because I think like if you're on a date, there's so many emotions, and also like say it's someone you're really attracted to, I end up making so many excuses for people because they're attractive, or like being like, oh, like, well, I'm so into you, so like, yeah, you're talking about yourself, but like, you know, like that's okay because I like hearing about you, you know, but like no, like if that's something that like your friend would do that you would get annoyed with, then like you should also be annoyed by the fact that this person's doing it just because they're attractive or just because you are into them, you know? I would say when you're ending your first date, sometimes like it gets really frustrating for me, like if I don't know how it went, because it's kind of hard to tell, like at the end you're like, okay, did it go well for you? Because like I was feeling it, like I don't know. But I've had like, somebody actually said this to me and I was like, that's very informative. They were like, hey, like I had a really great time, like let's do this again. And if that's how you feel, then voice that, because like I never thought to say that. I was like, oh my god, this was so amazing, like I don't know, but like, and so I never would have known, but they voiced that they were into it, and so like automatically I was like, hey, I'm in for date 2, cha-ching, let's go. And then if you're not, then just be like, it was really great to like get to know you, or like it was really great getting lunch with you, I'll see you later. That's a pretty easy standard way of just being like, nope, bye, or you know, like it's just open-ended, and then you can decide how you feel about it later. But if you are into that person, like let them know. I don't know, I really like that. I think it's important, because then you're like, you leave the date feeling like everyone feels good, you know? So the fall, this one is interesting. This is kind of just, it encapsulates everything that happens after that first date. So I guess we can start with like getting that second date. Because this is...
Because she has a bottom line.
Yes, because I have a bottom line. This works every single time. I'm telling you. It doesn't matter who you are or what you're trying to do, because the person that used this on me the first time was actually a girl that I had met and I hung out with, and she was really cool. I wanted to be friends with her and hang out with her some more. So she texted me. She was like, hey, when can I see you again? Or like, when am I going to see you again? Something like that. And I don't know what it is about that, but it's so casual, but it also lets them know that you want to see them. It's not like, hey, like, so do you want to grab lunch again? You know, like, it's to the point enough that it's not clingy, it's not weird. But like, I don't know how that works on you, but like, I've used that line and it works.
If someone told me that, I'd tell them like, hey, I'm doing a show at this place, you know, you should come with some friends, blah blah. Or like, you could say like
anything.
Yeah, come visit me at like, I'm at work this day, maybe you want to drop by, like whatever,
anything.
You know, like, or it could be like, let's do this again because it was because it was dope.
How much time would you give before you text them again? Well, bro, I give it like 5 minutes. And I'm like, so this dank meme thought of you.
I don't know, for me it's like kind of done it all, you know. There's sometimes where maybe I'll just kind of blank out for a while, and then sometimes when right after I might say something that's like a little joke along the lines of
try to bring something in that you like talked about earlier.
Like bring something up that like a little joke, or like think about something, blah blah blah. And then but typically I give things a little bit of time just to sit, because I don't know, that's me, like just to like digest what happened and then create that kind of like
I don't vibe with that. See, if it was us, then like I would have been like, right after you left,
let's go.
I got on the bus and I'm like, yo, bus driver looks like you, or something like that. You know,
I'd be like, haha, okay, thanks, sweet, cool.
But that's the thing. It's like we're different people, so like it's just like you'll know, and like that's kind of why like I feel like the point of, like a huge point of this video was like, do not judge people based on like, because I used to have so many, I would be like, bro, they texted me after 2 minutes. Like, no.
I'm like a terrible texter. Like, I'm just awful at keeping track of like, even like.
I called him 6 times to get over to my house.
I was sleeping. I was having a nap. I'm like awful with that stuff, and this person will like literally reply to me straight away, and I genuinely, like, before I might have thought, you know, like, oh my god, like she's so down, but like actually I appreciate it, and like I'm like, wow, you're very organized. Give people a chance even though everything might not be tip top, like perfect.
Nothing is. Honestly, like think about your friends, like we'll hang out, and like some days we hang out and we have an amazing time, and then some days it's just average, you know, like, and that doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like, oh, it was average so I'm done being friends with him, you know, like you wouldn't do that to your friends, or I mean if you do, maybe reevaluate like like how your friendships are going, but like that shouldn't be the case with dating. Like dating is really up and down, and I used to be like, that was one bad like encounter, I'm done with it forever, but like people have their bad days. You never know what somebody's going through. Like maybe like even that first date, you know, like maybe they didn't make a great impression because like something happened. I did want to talk about like who you can date, and this is just something that I feel very strongly about, because I know, especially like when you're younger, and people do honestly still do this like at our age and like older, like calling dibs and like not hooking up or like dating people that like your friends have dated, and everyone has a different opinion about this. But for me, my philosophy is that like I am in no position, I have no right to deny anybody their happiness. So like say I was dating Ryan and Ryan wanted, or like things didn't work out between us, and then he wanted to date one of my really good friends or just somebody that I knew.
Yeah.
Even if it makes me a little bit uncomfortable, I have no right to tell them that they can't see if they have something, you know, because like things didn't work out between us and that's just the way that it is. But I mean, what if like Ryan and my friend fall madly deeply in love? Who am I to deny them that, you know? And like I feel like that happens so much, and I know there's like the girl code, the bro code, and all this stuff, and like I know that like this is a very touchy subject for a lot of people, but I really think that like if it's not meant to be for you, then it really is not your place. It's not personal, and it's not personal.
And you should like, I think it's a good habit not to be possessive. Like I know I used to be like quite possessive, and I kind of came to a point where I realized that, hey, you know, I'm gonna have whatever I'm gonna have with different people in my life, and I'm gonna appreciate it, but at the end of the day, like, they have the right to do literally whatever they want, and that person, you know, ends up getting on with someone else. Like that's actually quite.
That's great.
It's good.
Yeah, you should be happy that your friends are happy
for both of them. So yeah, honestly, even if you know you had like the best date in the world, you know, just remember that like you have your life, you have your friends. You don't want to freak out and do a Nina.
Yeah. I have a lot of stories about this. I have so many stories. Honestly, like no, I still do this. Like I don't know. I think I haven't really found somebody that understands where I come from when I tell them that I like them after 2 weeks, because I've done it before in the past where after 2 weeks, I'll be like, I like you, and then people will freak out because they're like, she wants to date me, like she wants to be my like girlfriend, all of this stuff, but that's not what I meant. I just meant that I liked you. I just wanted you to know that I like spending time with you, you know? Like, everyone is different. Don't freak out if somebody tells you that they like you. I mean, unless they're like, please be my girlfriend after 2 weeks. Like, how well do you know somebody, you know? Like,
just because you're like infatuated with someone and you like think they're really good looking doesn't mean that like, and they're down, doesn't mean that like you know them at all.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, so many times. This is major key. I don't know, maybe this is super obvious. Maybe this is super obvious for some people, but like I base like my physical attraction to somebody, I like, that's like the end all be all. That's like, oh, like we had that one good kiss, everything's gonna be amazing.
This is marriage is gonna be sick.
It's not. It's not. And I know it sounds ridiculous, and you're like, who actually thinks stuff like that?
I do.
But like 100%, you can get so fooled by that kind of stuff, and it's absolutely crazy. Like just because you are attracted to their face or their body or whatever does not mean anything else besides the fact that you weren't attracted to them. Thinking back to in middle school, like I remember talking to my friends being like, my dream man, he's like sporty, he's tall, he like has abs. Like it's all like, physical, but whereas now I'm like, I want him to make me laugh. Like, you know, like I want him to be really smart. I want to have a good conversation. Like
I want them to have like, I want someone who has like that side of them where we can talk about stuff that I can't talk to maybe some of my friends about, or like the average
someone
person.
That's like as weird as you are.
And just to kind of like wrap things up, I know that we've gone back and forth for a lot of stuff and it's very case by case, but if you are trying to meet someone and you're trying to meet people, you have to be doing something, you know? You can't expect something out of nothing. I know that's something that I've kind of done before. I kind of sit back and expect no one's gonna come up to you. Like,
they might, but like.
But honestly, if
you gotta put in work.
Even if you know it's not Nina style, bang in your face, just what's up, I'm Nines. You know, like as long as you're doing something, then you can expect something. Something will happen, and whether it's a positive or a negative, it's experience, and that's gonna help you.
Yeah, just we've done so much of this, and like I feel like we both have put ourselves out there so much, and like. I'm not saying that I go on a ton of dates or that like I actually have dated a ton of people, because I haven't, but I put myself out there time and time again, and that's why I know that like what works for me. I know who I am, what I want, what I like, you know, and like you're never gonna know that if you don't try, you know, and even if it's all rejection, even if you've never dated anyone, at least you know, so by the time you do meet that perfect person, they're gonna be like, damn, like where you been all my life, you know.
And similarly, there's like I have some friends that like how comfortable they are just talking to to girls, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like.
Cute.
Not my style at all, but
Yeah.
he'll go up to so many girls, even in one night, and just like talk to them and stuff, and he'll get rejected and rejected and rejected, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like, he's comfortable and he's meeting people.
The ending message to all of this, step 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
It has taken us to this place where we're just telling
The
you
sphere
to
of.
just do you. No, what are you saying?
I was gonna say sphere of knowledge.
I thought we were gonna say it at the same time.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Let's do it.
I get it was confusing because I was doing this.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Do you? So that's all we're trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, dating is hard. It
Yeah.
is really hard. We have not mastered it. We're giving advice out here,
Yeah.
but that's just, like, this is us telling you our experience.
Yeah.
And so hopefully some of this resonated with you. And at the end of the day, like, I hope that you guys took something from this, at least one nugget of information.
A nugget?
Yeah, but
Nugget?
you know what? I really want to encourage you guys to honestly go ask out that person that you've been trying to ask out. Next time you see somebody cute on the street, you know, even if you don't ask them out, like, work up to it. Just be like, hey, like, I like your shirt. Okay, cool, bye. You know, but at least you talk to a stranger, you know? So, like, I just want to, like, I'm constantly working on that. Like, I'm constantly telling myself, like, put yourself out there, whatever. But, like, I've had so many amazing, incredible, like, people come into my life because of either them doing that or me doing that. So, like, you have nothing to lose.
Good or bad experience, and it's always a good story for your friends.
Always, as long as it's a good story. That is my whole life philosophy.
Yeah.
So, all right, killed it.
Boom. Done.
Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace. Cheers.
Bye. Your class, like your coworker, something like that. Can you please stop me distracting? Also, if you have, I can't do it while you're fixing your hair. Okay, you can't fix your hair in every single thing, so I need you to just deal with it right now.
Okay, but it keeps like changing.
Just don't move your head so much.
Yeah, but I want to do stuff. I can't be like.
Just move your arms. Don't move your head.
Yeah. Maybe I should put it in jail. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god, right? You just stop
Honestly,
touching
my
your hair.
is
I don't know why you decided to do that. So for step 2, we have the chat. So, oh my god, right? You can't do that.